When a member assembly or senate in the California legislature has a bill on the daily file, on the third reading file, where it can be taken up for consideration, sometimes the legislator, the author of the bill, or the floor manager for a bill from the other house decides to pass on taking up that bill. And there are basically three types of passes that can be taken on bills pending on third reading. The first is pass and retain. And the Office of Legislative Counsel defines pass and retain as when a bill stays on the daily file until the next day without a penalty. If a member wishes to wait an additional day before taking up the bill, then the member may ask the House for unanimous consent to pass and retain his or her bill on the daily file until the next legislative day. The second is pass on file, and Legislative Counsel defines this as when a House refuses to pass and retain a measure on the agenda, then it is passed on file. Although the bill remains on the agenda for the next day, if it is not taken up the second time, it will be placed on the inactive file on the Assembly side. And if it's not taken up a third time on the Senate side, then it's automatically placed on the inactive file in that House. The third is passed temporarily, and Legislative Counsel defines this as a measure that is temporarily skipped on the agenda. If the bill's author does not take up the measure by the end of the day, it may be penalized or it may retain its place on the daily file by unanimous consent.